Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We're at the M Resort Snow Carnival, and today we're gonna, he's here too. Today we're gonna find out, is it worth it?
Struggle bus. Are you struggling, buddy? Sure?
It's my future self here. We have already been to the Snow Carnival, and truthfully it's been a couple of weeks since we went, but there's been a ton of discourse about whether the Snow Carnival was worth the price, the experience in Las Vegas, or if it could have been better. So I'm here to drop in my little 2 cents. It probably really doesn't matter now, but I know that Snow Carnival is probably going to be popular next year. So if you're seeing this video in the future, this is my experience from the very first year of Snow Carnival. The year is 2022, so if you're going next year, some things probably would have changed by now. They probably would have made some edits to the experience. I don't know, but I'm going to be sharing how I felt in rating some of like the experience, the attractions, all that good jazz. The first common complaint about the Snow Carnival is that it was marketed and advertised as if you were doing an experience inside of a snow globe. I get it. This is our first year, like I said, so like the pictures and the visuals that were put out about the experience, there was an inflatable snow globe rendering. There were no actual real pictures of the experience, so you kind of had to buy the ticket to find out if it was worth it or not. It did not, in fact, look like a snow globe. It did look like a tent. However, that aesthetic really did not matter to me as a consumer who actually paid. I was not hosted to go to this experience. It didn't actually matter to me. There was actual snow on the inside. The attractions that they said were going to be there were there. But yeah, the aesthetic, it was literally just a tent. And honestly, with that many people visiting, I do not know how they would have even put it inside like a fake snow globe situation. So I don't fault them for that. For the aesthetic of like the snow globe thing, I guess I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because no, it did not match the rendering. The category that I'm going to be talking about is ticket price. So I have a family of 3. There's 2 adults, 1 child, and I want to say we paid around $130. I bought my tickets well in advance. I want to say I bought my tickets in October around Halloween time, so there were a couple of discounts. The experience was expensive. Comparing that to, we don't have a whole bunch of Christmas events that are on the same scale as Snow Carnival in Las Vegas. I think I can compare it to Opportunity Village. Trying to think of a few more attractions that actually have like rides and like a whole thing. We don't have a whole bunch of experiences like Snow Carnival, so I can't really compare the pricing. But I do know that Opportunity Village is very, very cheap. Even ice skating in Las Vegas, or okay, Enchant I think is a good comparison, and that was also expensive. It's about the same price range, but you can look at the Christmas lights, you can go ice skating. There are some activities there, and they're around $40 a person. So Snow Carnival for the 3 of us was around $130. I did feel like it was very expensive. It could have been cheaper. But the only way that I can justify that we paid that much money is that even though we had timed entry, no one was in there kicking us out. Like, we went on rides over and over again until we felt like we got our money's worth. I do think they could come down on the price a little bit, maybe $5 or $10 off. There was a military discount that we got to take advantage of. A couple of people also had discount codes that you could take advantage of. But if you had no idea about the discount codes, you probably paid a lot of money. And for a larger family, I could see how that was a very, very expensive opportunity to go and visit Snow Carnival. So for pricing, I would give that a 3 out of 5 as well for our Snow Carnival experience. It definitely could have been cheaper. The next category that I will be talking about is food. So the food really left a lot to be desired. The only thing that I went and purchased was, I think we got a bag of chips and pretzels. We went in the evening. We had already had dinner. I want to say we went at like 8 o'clock. It was like that 8 to 10 time frame. They were about to close. I don't know if that made a difference, but the pretzel that I did purchase was very stale, and the chips were also stale. The chip thing is nothing they control, but I do think they made the pretzels or like bought them from whoever, and they were very stale. I did not enjoy the food options. They definitely need more food options in there. They had one like food shed, and then they had like another drink shed that you can go and like get beer, hot chocolate, whatever you desire to get. I didn't try any of the drinks that were there, but I give the food a 2 out of 5. They really need to step up their game. And for anyone who has gone to the Snow Carnival, I actually recommended that they either eat at the M Resort or eat prior or after whatever they were going to do before they even go. So for the price that was paid, I would have probably liked to include hot chocolate or like a s'mores experience or something for the next year. I think that would be a really good recommendation. People really want to feel like they got their money's worth, and food was just not it. So 2 out of 5. The next category that I'm talking about is attractions. So yes, there was actual snow inside the attraction. I know that they had like snow blowers. You could like throw snowballs. Of course, they had the giant slide that you could go down with the tubing with the snow. They had like a pool sled thing that you could play in. And then besides that, there were 2 pits where kids could play and build like snowmen or free throw the snow. But I will say that it was very icy and slushy. So we had a hard time in the pits, like building anything, like snowmen. That was not possible. And there were 2 of those. They really felt like fillers. They felt like attractions should have been there for the price, not just snow to play in. I know they thought that they were probably appealing to people in Vegas because it doesn't snow here. And the only option for real snow is Mount Charleston. So I think they thought that's what they were doing, but it really left some things to be desired. But we did enjoy the tubing activities. They had animatronics in there that was cool to interact with. And I think our most favorite thing was probably the little train. It wasn't even a roller coaster. It was like a little train ride with Santa and like some animatronics in the middle. So I think that was our favorite thing. For the price, we really could expect more out of it, and I would like to see next year less snow pits for kids to play in and more activities. And I think the most famous like attraction in there was probably the tubing down the big hill, and so that obviously brought upon a long line, so you kind of had to wait for that to go over and over again. And of course we expected to wait for that. So I expected that, but I really wanted more out of the attractions. So for that, I would also rate the attractions that they offer a 3 out of 5. Last category that I'm talking about is probably going to be crowds. Now, this experience will not be the same for everyone across the board. We actually went the day after Thanksgiving. I like to get our holiday activities kind of out the way before Christmas actually starts for some people, because I know that will help mitigate the crowds, and we'll have a way better experience than if we tried to go maybe after Christmas break was let out. The crowd, when we went, it was on a Friday, it was around 7:30 to 10 o'clock. Was not that bad at all. Like I said in my previous point, the line for the slopes or the tubing was pretty long. But besides that, we were able to ride the ride 3, 4, 5 times if we wanted to. So for that, I'm gonna say that in my experience, the line times were about a 5 out of 5. They really didn't bother me much. We didn't spend a vastly long time waiting to do an experience. But again, my experience will vary from somebody that probably waited later in the season to experience the attraction. They probably had to wait longer with bigger crowds. And it also depends on the time of day that you go. So yeah, that is my experience with the Snow Carnival in Las Vegas. If you're watching this video in the future, I'm hoping that they will make some changes at M Resort to see this bigger and better. I will say that I've told people many times that Las Vegas, sometimes because we have so much entertainment, they lack follow through when it comes to new attractions for the holidays. But this is probably one of my favorite of the season that we went to, and yeah, that's my experience there. I will not say that it was a loss. It was actually really fun for our family to go, especially if lines were down. You know, it was just a fun thing to do for the weekend, especially the day after Thanksgiving, to kind of get into the season. So I would love to hear what your experience was if you went to the Snow Carnival. If not, I would love to know what you want me to review in Las Vegas. So until next time, bye.